retired master sergeant.
Hola, Angelita.
Mucha. Hola.
That's what I was asking when they made me do it. Hey, a couple of things here,
Hola.
little safety things, please. No running up and down the aisles.
Hola.
Keep our
Hola.
seats.
Hola,
Keep our
hola.
life jackets up front. Never
Hola.
had to use them. Got a great safety record. Should you
Ah,
fall
está
in,
todo-
the best
está
thing to do
calidad,
is
mucha.
stand up. It's
Todo
about
tuanis.
40 horsepower.
Puchica, vos.
No smoking. Let's
Esta
keep
calidad.
everything inside the blue rails. Got about 35 minutes to point out 39 points of interest. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my office. I'm just lucky here. Used to be a high school teacher, and this is a lot less stressful. I'm enjoying this. I'm having a good time. Well, let me show you some history here, a little bit of fun. Oh, by the way, we got a yellow crested night heron on the stage. No, he's going on the stage. Just as I introduced him, he got off the stage. We have these yellow crested night herons. You'll see them all over. This is the Arneson River Theater. CD for 800 on the left.
Hola,
Stage
chicos.
on the right. We got a lot of
¿Cómo
shows
estás?
in here. Graduations. I've actually seen military retirement ceremonies down here, too. Maybe you've seen this in a movie. Miss Congeniality with Sandra Bullock was filmed here. And my favorite scene was shot on this stage. It was where Miss Rhode Island was asked to describe your favorite date. She said April 25th, because it's not too hot, not too cold. Just need a light jacket. That was filmed right there. So the next time you watch Miss Congeniality, and you really can't miss it, it's on PBS every other night. Look for the boats. They're in there. Very proud of. Over on the right-hand side of the boat, brand new museum. Well, brand new. They opened it up in November. It's called the Briscoe Western Art Museum, and it's only $5 to get in. They have Western art up there, Pancho Villa's saddle. They got a big stagecoach in there. A lot of great Western stuff. Dolph Briscoe, one of our governors from the 70s. Over on the left, this is La Villita. Now, it's on the other side of this small auditorium, and they have old homes that were built by the German, Polish, and Czech settlers back in the 1800s. They turned them into art galleries, arts and craft shops, curio shops, boutiques. Ladies, you're going to love the shopping at La Villita. Guys, make sure you have Angry Birds on the blanket. It's going to take a while. Look at the Rosettas here on the bridge here on the railings. This is called an Iron Rosetta Bridge. These were made in Connecticut in the 1890s and shipped here in pieces and assembled on the river. There are 6 of these. They're called Iron Rosetta Bridges. You can see the Rosettas here on the railings if you missed them the first time. And that's what makes them a distinctive bridge. We got 6 of them here on the Riverwalk, the only place in the country that this thing is. Over here on the right, this is Marriage Island. It's got Father Massenet's table in honor of the first Mass on the river. It's in the shape of a heart. I am bummed out. I did not see a wedding there yesterday. Last Saturday, the week Saturday before, I saw 6 weddings there in one day. 2007. Now, I get this information out of the newspaper, so I know it has to be true. 2007, there were 389 marriages performed there. 92% of them still together. I'm thinking it's a good luck charm to get married. This is Old Mill Crossing. Back in the 1800s, a very shallow spot on the river. Teddy Roosevelt and the Rough Riders, Pancho Villa, they were known to cross here along with the settlers in the 1800s. Big hotel on the right, this is the Westin. Anybody here at the Westin? This was the last one built in the last century. Finished in 1991. I was in the lobby one time. Waiting for a friend, kind of a goofy story, and I was waiting for him, and I was surrounded by these really obnoxious chess masters, and they were like bragging about how great they were at chess. The manager even came out, kicked them out of the lobby, said, I can't stand listening to chestnuts boasting by an open fire. Right there in front of us, that red sandstone building, that's the Bear County Courthouse. It's been there since 1896. That's the oldest continuing courthouse in Texas. Now, this is my favorite building on the tour here on the left. This is the Tower Life building. A lot of character. This goes back to 1929. When it opened up, it was the tallest building west of the Mississippi River, 30 stories tall. Tallest is in LA now. Look at the faces there on the second floor. They're called grotesques in the art world. Part of the neo-Gothic architecture of the building. It used to be the Sears Roebuck store, the first 6 floors. Over here on the right-hand side of the boat, we got the Homewood Suites by Hilton, and as you can see on the first floor, it features the world's largest human aquarium. Every once in a while we'll come by, you'll see people feeding up there in the aquarium, so it's kind of fun to watch those feeding up there. It's the old San Antonio Drug Company. It was built in 1918. Rather than rip it down, they built the folks, turned it into a nice hotel. What's going on here, Tony? Well, this is called a copperband. It's a tarp that's put over spikes that's put into the river, and then they suck the water out behind it so the city workers can do their work on the river while they're in the river. And right now they're building a, what do you call it, a handicapped disabled ramp to help people that are using wheelchairs go up and down the river. One more thing about the, take a look back at old Tony here, look back at me, look over my left shoulder and check out the gargoyles. Those gargoyles are hollow, so they act like water spouts. That's how we get the water out of the building when it's raining. Pretty cool. It also looks like a ship. Can you see how the building looks like a ship? If you listen, you can actually hear the fog horn. We have a very rare opportunity to see a bobcat on the river. Ladies and gentlemen, right over here on the right, there's a bobcat. I couldn't resist. This is floodgate number 4. It's on the bottom of the river. You can see the scrape marks on the wall here as we go by. It's on the bottom. It comes up like a drawbridge. If we have a couple of days of rain, we don't want to have any water, high water, get on the sidewalks. That's how we control the level of the river from the floodgates. What we got on the left, about 200 yards downstream, is floodgate number 5. Now, floodgate 5 is holding up the water down there. It's a big old dam. This is the deepest part of the tour. It's about 15 feet here. We'll be out of here in a minute. But if the water does start to go up during a storm, then the city lowers the floodgate, lowers the dam, and it releases more water. So we always stay nice and level here on the river. We got the water marks on the walls here, so that's how high we want the water to get. 1921, this was not here. Flood channel wasn't here, floodgates weren't here, and we had a horrible flood. Flood waters at 12 feet above street level. Let me show you what 12 feet looks like. We're going to come off from under the bridge here. Look on my right, and there's the International Center, the trade offices in Mexico, the United States, and Canada. The bottom of the big windows here, that's about 12 feet. That's how high the water is. Filled over 50 feet, millions of dollars in damage. So what the city decided to do was to dig this out. This is man-made. We dug this out. It was solid land at the time. The bridges weren't here. They were normal streets. And so what they decided to do is dig this out, take the dirt out of here, and guess what they wanted to put the dirt? Where we just came from. They wanted to fill the end and has become the river. Thank goodness it didn't happen. A couple of young ladies, Emily Edwards and Rita Evergreen, formed the San Antonio Conservation Society in 1926. Said dig out the flood channel, but don't fill in the river. It's a beautiful river. City listened to them, and we have our river walk. 1926. 1927. Over here on the left, we have Main Plaza. It's a nice little city park. At the back end is San Fernando Cathedral. I'll tell you about it here in a second. We have these beautiful baby ducks over here on the back there. These are called Sullivan ducks. And so these guys are actually look like a mixture of Arrowheads and Sullivan. I love the baby ducks. Unfortunately, so do the owls. San Fernando Cathedral is the oldest cathedral in the country. Been there since 1731. Jim Bowie got married in San Fernando Cathedral. He married Ursula Vera Mindy, the 19-year-old daughter of the regional governor. Coming up in front of us, the tallest and oldest tree on the river walk. It's a bald cypress tree, 9 stories tall. It's over 350 years old. 350 years, think about that. That's just after the Pilgrims started. And I think it's the last time the Cubs won the World Series. It's been a while for the Cubs. Bald cypress, they lose their needles in the winter, they grow back in the spring, so even though they don't have leaves, they are considered deciduous trees. Floodgate number 3, this one is different. This one comes down from the top like a garage door, seals off the river, and the city likes to test it about 12-15 feet. Y'all look at the guillotine that comes slamming down. I don't know if you guys realize this, but it's been 35 years since Star Wars came out. And look over here on the right. See these black posts right here? Right on the edge of the rail, to the rail, to the tops of the posts. I think they look like Darth Vader. Dun, 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 dun. Got some trees on the wall here on the right, rocks all the way on top, big tree on the bottom. I have no idea how they got there. Hey, how you doing, guys? Long time no see. They still like you, that's what tells you. All right. Only on the left, we have the old City Public Service building where folks paid their light bills back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s and stopped at Drury Inn and Suites. Anybody staying there? Drury Inn and Suites? I'm going to tell you, this is kind of a cool building. I know this is going to come as a shock to the young people on board, but there was a time in our history when people would venture come downtown and take their meals. So you make eye contact with another human being, maybe even have a face-to-face conversation with a real life person. Now what do? We sit at home in front of the computer in our underwear, press a button, bam, a Christmas miracle happens, everybody gets paid. I like the old way. Only on the right, we got the Aztec Theater. The Mayan Prince head on top. It's a Mayan themed theater. Showed several movies in there from 1926 until the 80s. And everybody's looking at them. I guess I'm almost killing some ducks. If I hit a duck, I have to fix it with duct tape. And I have to find duct tape at home, so I don't know. Selena's Bridge. Maybe you've seen the movie Selena with Jennifer Lopez. A lot of was right here in San Antonio about the great life of Selena Quintanilla Perez. Lovely lady, beautiful voice, played by Jennifer Lopez. Now, when J-Lo was here, she stayed over here on the left at La Mansión, the mansion on the river. Anybody staying here in La Mansión? This is the Omni Hotel. Goes back to 1853 at St. Mary's School for Boys, eventually became the law school, and they turned it into a hotel in the 60s. Thinking about doing something kind of special here. I got my 40th coming up with my wife this summer, and I was thinking, why don't you go out there, maybe a little romance, get one of these balcony rooms here, be kind of sweet. My wife will be out there all day playing Candy Crush on her Kindle, and I'll be in the room watching ESPN, so it's going to be great. We're going to have a great time. Good luck. Sure. Then on the left, we have this really cool optical illusion. I know. Check it out. Looks like a freestanding wall. The gentleman left it up. But look to my left it up. There's a freestanding wall on the river walk here. It's a mixed hospital. It's nothing an answer, so it gives you the impression of being a freestanding wall. Harold put an Annapolis bar in there. Oliver North was born there, and this guy named Jerry was on my tour. That's a good-looking place. Only on the left, Big Shark on the second floor. He is Fred. I have no idea what that's doing up there, but it reminds me of Finding Nemo. You guys like Finding Nemo, right? Hello, my name is Bruce. Fish are not food. Fish are friends. Lovely. Fine. Listen, I love area. Come on back tonight, start pumping up the jam, get some kids, tell me what you're talking. That was my own personal opinion. I have no way of doing it or leaving it. I think here in the Memphis area, there's really most people all over the river. They get liquored up in the club, and before you know it, they are sucking down their water. Gotta watch out for the baby ducks. You keep throwing the food in the middle of the river, guys. Not good. So the ducks are gonna hang out where the food is. Don't get bad crash landings. This is the Hyatt Regency Hotel here on the left. Anybody here at the Hyatt? Great hotel. This was supposed to be a much taller building. They wanted to build it about 30 floors, but they discovered in the 80s that if they built it any higher than 16, it was going to put a shadow in the Alamo at sundown. No can do. In the great state of Texas, you can't put a shadow in the Alamo, so they stopped building the Hyatt at 16. Now, the best way to get to the Alamo from the Riverwalk, you go right through the Hyatt. Coming up on the right-hand side of the boat, this is our Casino Club building, 1927. It was the German social club. They have apartments on top and a very famous author lived there. You may remember the name Alex Haley. He wrote the book Roots. Lived right here on the Riverwalk for 3 years back. One of America's great novelists. A resident of the Riverwalk. Little Riddler Square. We got a lot of great restaurants here. We have a choice of great food. We have Mexican, Italian, Mexican seafood, Mexican barbecue, Mexican Mario, Mexican John, and Mexican.
Por aquí pasamos, ¿no?
But eventually we have some
Por aquí
Mexican
pasamos.
food. Hey, is it good?
Sí.
I love it. When I was teaching high school, I shocked my students when I told them I didn't have my first taco. No joke. Didn't have my first taco until I was 20. Not on the menu in Massachusetts growing up in the 60s. We didn't have it on the menu. Love it now. Especially now that I eat my tamales and not the wrappers. Nobody in the restaurant told the Boston boy not to eat them wrapper things on the tamales. I thought they were little sandwiches. How the heck was I supposed to? Well, behind the right, we get the name Robert Hudman on the balcony facing of the Clifford Buildings. Mr. Hudman is the gentleman that came up with the idea for this river walk. This is the San Antonio River, folks. This is the river. We just had riverbanks when Mr. Hudman got here from the Royals in 1929. Saw that we were pretty much enjoying the river, so we came up with the idea for our city park. Sidewalks, bushwalks, stairways. So we call Mr. Hudman the father of the river walk. It took 10 years to find funding during the Depression, but they finally got it in 1939. The WPA installed everything, used the Hudman plan. 2 years, 39 to 41, you're not going to believe the price tag. $430,000. That's a Kobe Bryant paycheck nowadays. We're doing good. We're doing good.
Sí, porque...
First restaurant on the river here on the right, Casa Rios Restaurant. There's sidewalk dining, so we can mention it on the tour. You see how the ducks like to hang out there looking for snacks? There was this guy drinking margaritas here the other day, telling me he was on his 5th margarita.